I don't know why I do half the things I do. Sometimes I do know. But a lot of the time I don't, actually. I've been told before by people in my life that I have a certain vibe about me where it seems like I know what I'm talking about, no matter what I'm saying. And it's just the funniest thing, because I don't. I don't really live in the know, to be honest. I live more in a kind of mysterious space. A space where I'm excited to see what happens next. Because I don't know what it's going to be. I've got no idea. But you know, I didn't actually start recording this video because I just feel like talking about myself. No, that's not why I started the video at all. I started the video actually because something within me very clearly wanted to sing. The same way a songbird has to sing. The same way a fish has to swim in water. The same way a squirrel just knows it's time to gather some nuts. Are there things like that for you in your life? Things that you do, not necessarily because there's an end result to it, or a goal in mind, or you know exactly the way it's going to play out, or what you're going to say, or what it's leading to. Because there's nothing wrong with having a plan and using that part of our human intelligence to organize and gather and start building our future for ourselves. Nothing wrong with this part of us at all. As a matter of fact, it's this sort of intelligent evolution of survival mode, which I believe has really allowed humans to take off and evolve in ways that we don't necessarily see all the other species of animals doing. But you know, I think we forget sometimes, because of how wrapped up in our lives we are, I think we forget that we're not too different from the other animals. Because the same way a fish swims in water, and a songbird sings, and a squirrel gathers its nuts, we too are in a sort of mode in which we are creating and adding to our lives. But there's this thin line difference that I guess is apparently what we're here talking about in this video together. Because heck, I don't know. I didn't know what I was going to say. I'm hearing the song Same As You for the first time. Something in me loves it. Something in me needs it, like air that I breathe. But that's the fine line. That's the fine line we're talking about here. How many things do you do in your life because you're in survival mode? You're building your future. You're gathering materials for your base, your home base. And you're structuring all these different social activities and behaviors in for your social survival and your financial stability. And you've got this big plan. And again, there's nothing wrong with it. Humans have the intelligence to enact far greater plans than we've seen many animals enact. But the fine line is this. How often are you doing things because you're a songbird that just, you sing. It's who you are authentically. You know, singing your song, you're not necessarily doing it because you want to attract a mate or a partner. You're not necessarily doing it because you get paid to do it. You're not doing it because it's giving you a warmer house that you can survive the winter in. But you sing because it's who you are. And you find yourself in these moments where you're a human doing. I'm a human doing. I'm doing. But it's when we align with being a human being, when we be, that's the song I'm interested in. That's the song I want to hear you sing. That's the swimming I want to see the fish do. Those are the nuts I want to see the squirrel grab. Because it's who you are. Because there is a profound difference between surviving and living. And there's so much more to life than just surviving. How often do we really live? You know, a lot of people think that the world's biggest fear is death, but I completely disagree. I think most people are terrified to truly live, to truly open up their mouth and let their soul song be heard, to do the art that really wants to authentically express itself through them, not because they think everybody else is going to like it or it's going to look so great next to Picasso's in the museum, but because it's who you are. There's something interesting about the things that you do in your life. The things that you do because they come from your being. Not the things you do because you see everybody else doing them. Not the things you do because it's what you're supposed to do. The things that you do because it's what you are. There's something very powerful to those things that want to express themselves through you. For no end result, simply because it's who you are. There's something really interesting about that vibration. There's something very interesting about that frequency. Because it not only brings fullness and breath and joy and peace and love and all those other things that, you know, we're humans. We love those things, you know. But you know why I think we love them so much? Those things, joy, love, peace. I think it's because they're reflections of who we really are. In that source within us, that soul within us, the true being that we really are, not just this human shell or this vehicle that we use in this life or this avatar or this character in this story that we're pretending to be for this short time here. I think we like those things so much because they really remind us of our true home, the true place of who we are. And when you just let yourself be who you are, it generates so much beauty in your world from within you. And that beauty, it radiates, and it's the strangest thing. And I just want to be honest about this next thing I'm going to say here to you. I'm just checking, there's like people walking around over here. Doesn't look like they're coming up here. I just want to be honest with you about what I'm going to say. What I'm going to say I'm just going to say it, actually, without explanation. Because my inner being keeps singing to me and asking me, when am I going to finally hear the song? When am I going to finally really sing it, what I hear within myself? You know, my inner being says things to me, to be honest. Like, don't start making a video because you have a point. It's not the point you start with, it's your presence. My inner being says, my life isn't about striving, but about being. It's not about doing, but about being. And the more I listen and I trust this very real me, so much more real than what most people see and they think they know me, and my friends and my family and people, they think they know me. But it's not their fault that I can honestly say that they don't really know me. It's not because of any deficit that they have. It's my own responsibility to be who I am, authentically, freely. That's my responsibility. It's nobody else's fault for not seeing through my character and seeing deep into my spirit. I know some of you do, and you have all along. You've seen me even when I didn't see myself, many of you. I love that. But I see you too right now. Because this isn't a camera. It's not just a screen. It's a portal. We're opening up a portal here together. It's open. And we walk through it hand in hand, whether our hands physically touch or not. And I'm telling you something that I see in you. I see you. And I'm telling you, the more you are willing to be who you really are, authentically, because it's you, the more you're going to thrive and be supported in your life. Because the universe, I've said this before in a recent video, I go into it a lot more here, so I'll just tag it in the cards. It'll pop up right now for you if I remember to put it there. Sorry if I don't. But it's on my homepage in my recent videos if I forget, and it's called Your Authentic Frequency is the Power You've Been Looking For. And this portal we're in together is another expression of something that is so real, but so hard for us to understand in our human minds. That the more you are who you really are, the universe supports that. The universe, the divine bows to the divine in you. You bow together. You rise together. The divine in you wants to be expressed. Your soul song wants to be sung. Who it is that you are, you came here to be. But it's so confusing in this world because we get caught up in all these different roles and ideas of who we're supposed to be and how we're supposed to behave and talk and how we're supposed to look. And we learn from an early on part of our lives that people respond best to us socially when we act like this. You know, when I act like my true self, to be honest, people don't always socially respond to me as well as they would if I played the version of Nathan that I know people love. I know how to work the room. I know how to work the room. I always have. Something about my character, I suppose. You know, when I be authentic, maybe not everybody likes me as much as they would. But the people who do really resonate with me. It's not about like at this point. It's about resonance of true, authentic beings. When we see each other, oh, there's a union in these relationships, and I can't have them unless I'm willing to be authentic in every moment. Every moment, not just the moments where it's like, I'm going to be present right now and be who I am, and I'm going to sing my song because right now it makes sense to. I'm talking every moment. The moments that you wouldn't think it matters, I've begun to learn, really are the moments where it honestly matters the most. Because the universe, universe, is watching you and is with you always. And it's waiting to see. When are you going to fully unleash all that you have always been? When are you going to stop pretending? When are you going to stop muting yourself or altering yourself? It's hard sometimes not to, but I really feel, and I've really seen many times now what I know you know to be true. The most powerful vibration in the entire reality, whole universe, dare I say. It's authenticity. It's being who you are. Sometimes people want to attract more money, so they start focusing on being a certain vibration. Or they want to attract their soulmate, so they focus on this specific vibration. Or they want to become big in their career, so they focus on acting like this or being like that. The funny thing is, the people who really break through, some of them work the system, some of them kick their way to the top, yeah, I know. But the ones who really break through, the ones who are really inspiring within us, they are very unique. They never tried to be like anyone else. It seems like maybe they just got to a certain part of their journey where they said, I'm tired of being anything other than who I am. I don't even care anymore what anybody thinks about it. I don't care how reality responds to me. I'm just going to be who I am. And then the universe is just like cheering in those moments and sends you so much support. And it whispers and it says, don't stop. Don't stop. Keep going. Look, this is so funny. I want to show you something. You see this? It says don't stop. This card appeared to me sitting on the ground where I was. No coincidence. A day full of synchronicity numbers, created first by an entire week of my choosing to be authentically me, breaking through those parts of me that were afraid, thought I needed to be something other than what I am. And as I walked my path, something in me said, look, look. And I looked. Don't stop. I know exactly what this means, and I know that you do too. And my showing it to you is a synchronicity for you. Look, I didn't plan to show this in this video. I keep it in my journal, which I happen to have here. Something really beautiful is taking place, my friends, my family, my community. Something extremely beautiful. Something in us is rising, and it always has been. But we're not pushing it down anymore, and so it keeps rising. It's not stopping. Some part of us gets scared sometimes. Where's it going? I cannot see as far as my inner being sees. But that's where the moment of trust comes in, where we surrender and we let go, and we are willing to be and accept who we are right now in this moment, period. Not because Nathan said in this video, if I do that, more abundance will be attracted to me. Yeah, that's true. But remember, we're talking about the soul song that sings from within you because it's who you are. Not because you think it's going to bring about, more positive manifestations in your life. So just be, just be who you are. You're extraordinary. And I just want to tell you a final message here. Something I felt very called to say. It might sound cheesy. I don't know exactly who I'm speaking to, but maybe it's you. Maybe it's me. You're not broken. You never were. There's nothing you need to fix or become, because you already are what you're looking for, and you always have been. And in addition to this, peace, fulfillment, awakening, abundance, these are not things that you have to earn. These are not things that you have to fight to deserve. They are your true nature. So I want you to understand something. Wherever you are in your life right now, whatever moment you're at in your journey, you're not behind. You're not late. You are at the exact divine timing. We're in this portal now together for a reason, and I know you know it. So my question to you, is this: are you willing to sit with who you are? And what is it within you that is afraid to be who you are? Ask these questions to yourself in a deep state of honesty. And you'll remember something extraordinary. I know you will. You know, my inner being says kind of funny things to me that my mind wants to fight against sometimes. My inner being says things like, don't edit your videos. Let your pauses or your silence or any awkward moments be there. Because it's not really a message that I'm here to give, but my presence. And I think this is the perfect place to put the cherry on top of this cake, baby. Yeah, I think this is the right place to do it. Right now. It's your presence that is needed in your life. Your presence. When you're present, your gifts will emerge. When you're present, your songbird song is sung. Your presence is you being here. And I know you're here. I know that you are. And I cannot wait to see what happens next for you in your journey. Thanks. Much love.